I felt like being a Viking today. It has nothing to do with the video. Hey! Uh, Hi! Welcome to the Lizard Life! I'm Elizabeth, Liz, or Lizard, depending on how you know me, and this is my life. Um, so for this video, I was riding the bus one night and I was scrolling through Pinterest getting ideas to decorate this place, and I came across the greatest idea I have ever seen. I'm so excited. I'm gonna keep it a little bit of a surprise for the end, so you guys aren't gonna know what I'm making until the end, although I'm betting some of you might guess before we make it to the end. If you do guess correctly, let me know what timestamp you guessed at. I'd love to know that. Um, I have already filmed some of working on this, just because last week's video ended up having some really weird timing. Um, but yeah, let's get into it. So I'm a very technical person. So I took this furry fabric and marked out the size I needed, and based off of that drew the shape of sort of a ghost and cut it out. Like my shoulder getting in the way. And then I just moved the fabric over and repeated the process, just marked out a ghost shape and cut it out. Isn't it lovely? Then I pinned the two ghosts together so that I could figure out the size of the base I needed. Again, I'm a very technical person, so I just kind of held it up in the general shape that it was gonna be, and I marked out the size I needed. Then it took me a minute to figure out how to work with the edge of that fabric because I wanted to make sure I was creating as little waste as possible, and I just figured it out and cut out the shape, and it's very cute. um la di da di da. Then I realized I was being stupid, so I just took the remainder of the fabric and cut it and folded it in half, and then placed one of the ghosts on top of that, drew it out, cut it out, and that made it so I didn't have to do a ton of seams, which is always ideal. Then I again just pinned it up, made sure it all fit together. Then I took another piece of fabric and drew another little ghost, folded it over, cut it out so that I had two little ghosts, and then you can see me marking out the size I needed, and I just basically cut out a long rectangle that would go around the edge of these little ghosts to create another fun shape. And then I just folded that fabric over to make sure that it was the shape that I wanted, and pinned it to make sure that I knew where to sew. Here I am messing with this sewing machine. It took me quite a few tries to figure out how to use it properly, and even so, I'm sewing in the opposite direction I was supposed to, but it worked out, so it's fine. Okay, so now I've got the main body created. I'm taking this pouch of sand that I found at the dollar store. Um, it's meant for like a Zen garden or like the bottom of a flower pot or something. But I thought it would make a great weight or some stability in the bottom of this thing. So I've stuck it in the bottom, and now we're just stuffing it, and I thought I might chat while I do that. You know, I've been living alone. Hi, Luna. Been living alone with the two cats for maybe 3 weeks. No, I don't think it's been 3 weeks, maybe 2 weeks. And I've discovered some things about myself. Um for one, something I've known for a while is that I really don't like talking on the phone. I especially don't like calling people. I don't know why, I just really don't enjoy that. It stresses me out. But over the last couple weeks, I've noticed that being alone makes it harder to have motivation to get things done. Um, and so I've spent a lot of time just sitting around drinking coffee, watching YouTube videos, and not really wanting to do anything. But then somebody in the family will call, or my husband will call, and all of a sudden I have motivation to get things done. So it's looking like I'm going to have to get used to talking on the phone with people. Don't love it, but whatever. Um, it's occurring to me that I need to sew things to the outside of this, and it's gonna be difficult if I'm stuffed. If it's stuffed, that's okay. Well, also I need to see it stuffed to figure out exactly where to put things. I'm so excited for you guys to see this. It's gonna be so cute. Hey, Luna. That's Simon's cat. She hated me at first, and now she won't leave me alone. But it's fine, because she's so pretty and such a sweet girl. Uh, got distracted by the cat. I'm pretty sure I have ADHD. It has not been diagnosed, because who has the time for that? But pretty sure I have it. Just based on my behavior. I've been very reflective on myself. I mean, I always have, but lately, especially now that I'm faced with, like, this is my life, I'm making my decisions. Um, I've been very mindful of why I'm making certain decisions. You know, what prompts me to do what. And that's been interesting. And that's kind of also led me to believe that I probably have ADHD. Because I definitely see myself getting easily distracted or hyper focusing or I see a lot of the symptoms in myself. It's kind of funny when I realized that it gave me this weird sense of permission to be myself more than I ever had before. Like, all of a sudden I was allowed to be impulsive, which is something that I always wanted to be. And, like, in high school, when I was around my friends, I did allow myself to be impulsive and silly to an extent. But now it's like, yeah, that's who I want to be. That's the kind of person I want to be. I mean, Obviously, I don't want to be reckless, but I want to have fun. And I've never really allowed myself to have fun completely before. So that's a fun thing I'm looking into. Yeah, this is stuffed. Whoop! That's the main shape. I realized that these two weird pieces that I put together, I wanted to color them, so you're gonna see me dyeing fabric the wrong way, as I like to call it. Here we go. As you can tell, I'm a very technical person, so let me teach you the wrong way to dye fabric. So here I've got a container of water, paint brushes, a palette that's very messy, and acrylic paint. For these weird shapes specifically, I'm going to be using the brown. Sedna's going to drink the water first. Very important to make sure that your water is kitten approved. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is take the brown paint and literally just squirt some straight into my water. Do 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 do. Acrylic paint is water soluble. I have used it before to dye fabric, obviously. And I'm taking the handle of the paintbrush and just stirring, mixing it all up. Da, 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 da. Again, this is the wrong way to do this, so I'm aware of that, and if any of you actually know about fabric dyeing, good for you. And I just added some gray paint because I'm not totally happy with this color. It's a little brighter than I wanted. I did this a few years ago to dye some, now that looks like chocolate milk. Let me go grab other colors. It looks a little bit like chocolate milk, but I'm going to accept it as it is. Because this isn't white anyway, so I think it'll come out a nice color. So, what we're doing now is literally just stuffing the fabric into this paint water. So technical. But I have done this before, so I know what I'm doing. I don't know if this will work. I think I need more paint. If this comes out as some weird tie-dye thing, that's fine. Why didn't I just buy brown fabric, you may ask? Because money, that's why. I may get an employee discount at a craft store, but it still takes money to do these things. Alright, I'm gonna let those sit in there for a few hours probably. Maybe even overnight. But while we're here, this is too white. I'm going to make it sort of a gray brown. So I'm squeezing this gray paint onto my palette, and then I'm dipping this brush into the paint water and using that to dilute the gray paint. And I'm just gonna paint this furry fabric. Make it gray. Okay. It's on my leg. This kind of reminds me of Alice in Wonderland. Painting the roses red. I'm painting the fur gray. Like, this is turning out exactly what I wanted, and I didn't even realize that I wanted this specifically. Like, I knew I was going for gray, but I kind of was thinking I wanted a little bit of brown as well. And this is perfect! And Sedna is adorable! She's my little witchy baby. I swear she can understand what I'm saying. Hi, honey. She also thinks that this fabric is a toy for her. Hi, baby girl. Such a curious baby. I like this. It's got like a patchy green, patchy gray and brown. Okay, I know I'm not gonna need this entire thing. That's probably all I need, actually. Sweet. So, I think I'm going to just keep adding more water to try to make sure that it's sinking through and it's not only coloring the top layer, because I can kind of see where the different hairs are parting and there's white underneath, definitely. Which should be okay. And now we're in Viking territory. So right now I'm creating a sort of a ball. I've just got a circular piece of fabric and I'm just pushing the needle through back and forth so that when I pull it tight, it'll cinch up to create a little poof. It turned out super cute, you guys. You don't even know. Now I'm just putting that and the furry fabric against the main shape and marking where I want them to be. I ended up going back to my work and just buying some brown felt for these two bottom things, because dyeing them did not work out like it did the last time I did this. But yeah, I basically just cut out two little ghost shapes and two rectangles and put them all together. Then right now I'm just sewing that onto the main thing. I didn't do the best job sewing, but I'm not a professional and I don't claim to be, and I'm fine with that. Then I just stuffed them. And now I'm sewing the rest of the pieces onto the main shape. I can't show you what that looks like because then you will totally guess what I'm making, and I still want it to be a surprise. I'm wondering if any of you have guessed at this point though. If you have, let me know in the comments what time in the video you guessed it. I'd be very curious to find out. Then I just stuffed this thing and sewed it back all the way together, which ended up being like more difficult than usual for some reason. I don't know if it was just like the shape or the fact that I was trying to hide the front of this. Next, I've got this craft foam, and I've already measured and marked the shape that it needs to be, and I'm just gonna cut it so that it fits correctly. You guys, I'm so excited! It's almost ready! So, as you saw, I cut out that craft foam and shaped it and attached it to the main thing. And then I created a layer on top of that as kind of the decoration. And here it is! I made a little gnome! It's so cute! I plan on changing out this hat. I made it detachable, so I'm gonna change it out with the seasons. So he's just always gonna be sitting by the fireplace, and I'm so happy. Also, he's naked, and I gave him a little butt. I'm so happy. Anyway, thanks for watching. Again, I need your help naming this guy. So if you guys can think of anything, let me know in the comments. And let me know if there's any other projects similar to this you might want to see me do. So yeah, feel free to like and subscribe and maybe share this one. And yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Bye! Yeah, she keeps dipping her nose in it and then sneezing it off. Now she's drinking it. Baby girl!